It all comes back to me. It comes back to me. It is a practice to look outward. It's a practice to look outward. So let someone be disappointed. Let yourself be disappointed. You know, like I I can't always help the activation I experience
Mm,
because I didn't even know that it was there yet until I had that reaction. Like, whoa,
yeah.
where did that come from? How many times have you asked that? Oh my goodness, where did that reaction come from? Great, let's get curious. Also, follow it up if it did hurt somebody else and say, I'm so sorry. I have no idea where that reaction came from. That's not what I meant at all. I heard that after I said it, and that's really not how I feel. I need a little time with that. I need a little time with that.
Welcome to Simply 1%, where we believe that small shifts, just 1% shifts, create transformation. Big change doesn't usually happen in one big dramatic moment. It happens in the small intentional adjustments we make over time. Here we approach growth with grace, grace for ourselves and grace for others. Meredith Richards is a licensed marriage and family therapist and communication coach. And I'm Wendolyn Pascale, a life developmental coach and a mentor and teacher of the motivational gifts. If what you hear resonates with you, we would love your support. Follow the show, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a 1% shift today. All right, let's get into this simply 1% at a time.
Welcome back to Simply 1%. We're so glad to have you here. Wendell and I have been talking about so many different ways to look at the world, yourselves, your relationships, just how everything works around you through boundaries, non-negotiables, tolerance, repair, communication, emotional safety. We could go on and on. So today we thought we'd bring it home, look at how to apply all of these wonderful concepts, mindsets, lenses that Wendell and I have brought to you, really look at the practical use of how this works. How do we apply it to our everyday lives? So that's what we're doing today, and just kind of getting down to the nitty gritty, all of these things that we've been talking about for almost a year now, Lindlin, by the way.
Almost a year. August is when we started this.
Yeah, I know. I know. And look at
And
this. Look where we are.
let me tell you, there have been times that I'm like, we're not going to do this anymore because we're failing. And then there's times that I'm like, I hear
Mm,
people talk about it and they're just like, oh no, this resonated so much with me. And it has changed my thinking on this. And I'm like,
hmm.
yes, that's the motivator.
That's
That's the
it. That
motivator.
just that one little nug. That
That
one little nug.
one little nug and just seeing
Hmm.
our audience growing. I mean, not
Yeah.
only the numbers, but just growing internally. Like these people are like,
Yes.
they're eating this stuff up because they're like,
Hmm.
this works. Like this is working.
Yeah.
Perspective and gratitude and sitting in it. Even just something like that, right? They're saying, well, I guess
Uh-huh.
I got to sit in it because that's my choice. That's what I chose.
Listen,
You know,
I
sit
hear
in
people,
it.
I know. They're like,
Uh
you
huh.
had options.
You had
You have
options.
options. Hmm.
Yeah,
Now it's like it, I hear it all the time now.
all the time.
Well, I had options and that's what I went with. It's like you did. And guess what? You now
Hmm.
have options to take care of that option that you
Yeah.
didn't really want to choose, right? So
Oh, yeah.
that's the thing, guys. Like life is an experiment. We have to remember that we're in an experiment. Like, what does that mean? Like, we just change a variable. We're changing
Yeah.
our mindset. This is what Simply 1% is about. This is what this
Yes.
reminder is today, is we're just changing a variable, not everything at one time. What does it mean to change a variable? Instead of reacting in the same way that I know is not working, I have to consciously choose the opposite action, or I have to consciously choose to maybe not say anything. I have to decide before I go into a situation, one that I know is always going to happen, right? I have to decide, I have to pregame, as Wendolyn says, that I'm going to handle it this way,
Yeah.
as much as it goes against every fiber of my being. But you know why it does is because you've been living in the comfortable and the familiar for so long. That's what we do as humans. That's why it's an experiment because if we're not changing, we're not growing. If we're not taking risk, where's our confidence, right? So we're talking a lot about these ideas and how it shows up in our lives and how we've been hearing it show up in your life through listening. Let's get into it. Wendolyn, we're starting with you.
Yeah. Listen, if our audio sounds like Duke, it's because we're having some issues, some mechanical issues. And I do apologize ahead of time for the Dookie sound, but whatever. Okay, so you know me, Meredith. My wheels are a
I know.
turning when
Hmm.
we do episodes and I'm like, oh, like I see something or experience something. And I'm like, yes, this is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
And last week we talked about a little bit about gifting and how when we have a certain gift, go back and listen to the motivational gifts and what
Hmm.
gift is yours. We talked about when we give of ourselves in our gifting or whatever, in whatever area, sometimes we set ourselves up for failure because we don't really see it as a gift as much as somebody owes you something now, right? And I was thinking about that this week because my husband and I gave his brother a housewarming gift, which is a cast iron pan. And Joe and I love cast iron, right? Like, oh,
Hmm.
listen, we'll go all the way to Tennessee just to go to Lodge. Like, we are addicted. We love it. One, we pretend that we live in Alaska and we have to cook on the cast iron. And then we just love it. Love it. My hair's falling out. I need some iron. Love the cast iron. Just love it. So we gave him a cast iron and he, I think, really appreciated it. But I started thinking, not everybody likes cast iron. We gave him that gift. If he puts it in his cabinet and never uses it, okay, it's his to do with whatever
Hmm.
he wants. If he
Yes.
uses it every day, it's for him to do whatever he wants. If he uses it but doesn't clean it right, doesn't season it correctly, and just it's crappy, like because cast iron is obviously iron
Hmm.
and rusts, that's okay too, because we gave it to him to do whatever he wants with it. If he wants to give it to a
Mm.
friend, that is just how your gifts go. I give you part of myself for you
Yeah.
to do what you want to do with it. If you
Hmm.
want to use crappy Teflon, that fine. You don't have to use what I'm giving you, but I have to be
Hmm.
willing to say, I'm going to give it and not be bitter or resentful if you don't use what I'm giving you the way I think you should use it. It was just a
Oh.
reminder of that, of what we were talking about how when we give of ourselves and we have made that decision to give of
Hmm.
ourselves, you don't get to dictate how that gift is now used.
Hmm.
Have you guys ever had that person that gave you something, came to your house and is looking for it? Or will absolutely be like, oh, where's this? They'll actually say it. They're bold, bold.
Mm.
They're like, oh,
Hmm.
where's this that I gave you? And you feel shame.
I confess, I've done that. I've done that.
We all
And,
have. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we need this
but
reminder.
here's the thing though, I want to know that it is useful, right? I want to know that they appreciate it. I don't need I think I've talked about this before. Like, I don't need the accolade. Like, oh my gosh, it's such a great gift and we use it all. No, I don't like, I like to know people really well. If I've missed the mark, I would like to know. Otherwise, I'm putting that into my memory bank. I'm putting that into the conceptualization of who you are, what you like, how you work, right? Like, it's the thoughtfulness part of it. I want the story. I want to keep on the usefulness. That's just me. I'm like a pragmatic person, but I'm also like frivolous as well, right? So it's like you got to have both in gift and in gifting, I guess, or giving gifts. I'm not asking because I think it's the best thing for the person and they need to use it, if that makes sense. I think that sometimes people take it very personally if that plate is not hanging on the wall, you know?
Right. Well,
Like,
you're asking for information, but again, we have to be careful how we're asking for information, right? Because
yeah.
it can be translated into, oh, they're looking for the thing they gave me, but they gave it to me. I should be able to
Hmm.
use it how I want. You're saying, and
Hmm.
this is what we have to do with our gifting. If you feel like that person doesn't want that gift, stop giving it. Right. So
Hmm.
you do have to take in that information of saying, they don't seem like they really like cast irons. Not, let me not continue to give them cast irons, right? Like
Yeah.
they're not using
Right.
it. But
Right.
not that
Right.
I'm getting offended that they're not using it. It's that I want to be able
No.
to gift them appropriately. There's a difference between, oh, are they using the thing I gave them, or altering how you give or what you give so it benefits them? And I think
Right.
that's what you're talking about, is saying, I want to know if they are using it so I know if I should get them more, if I should pivot,
Hmm.
if I should change. That's what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
not, well, where's
Yeah.
my gift? Are you using
Hmm.
it? And
Yeah.
that's
No,
what
no,
I
no.
mean by that. So you do have to, if you're thinking, if your gift is truly for the other person and not what you're going to get out of it, you do have to take in information, like Meredith says, and say, oh, well, it doesn't look like they're using it. That's fine because I gave it to them to do
Hmm.
whatever they want with it. But if I'm wanting to continue to give a gift, my giftings, whatever it is, how can I pivot to make them feel loved, honored, cherished, all of these things? Because
Hmm.
that's something that they do like. So I do think there's a
Listen,
difference.
yeah, okay. I like how you said that. And when you're saying that, I'm, it brings me to what comes up often of I think that I know what's best for you. I, and
Yeah.
there's a part of that where with your closest people, you do learn about something that you didn't know that you needed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
look, I think this would be really great for you. You and I do that for each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And um and sometimes it's great and then other times like, yeah, that didn't really work, but we both thought it would, right? Like, but there's like this thing, it's not like, oh my gosh, you didn't think about me or it wasn't thoughtful. It was like we're just really thinking about like adding to each other's lives and just wanting the best for each other in that way. Um I think where it gets lost is when we start taking things personally,
Mm-hmm.
like what would
Yes.
it be like in our world if we stopped taking almost everything personally?
Mm.
Really, how would we be
Yeah.
responding to people or seeing ourselves?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Q-tip thing, my mom would say it often, Q-tip. Quit taking it personally.
Mm. Oh, Q tip. I like it.
I and that's come up a few times this week, I have to say. I think with clients. I don't know if it's been with clients or in conversation, I can't remember, but um yeah, like what you're saying about the gift. I'm not taking that personally. He loves being outside. He lo- he likes Alaska too, like he's that type of guy. He likes a lot of the things that you and Joe like, and why wouldn't he like that? And you guys know how much it means to you and why you use it, and it makes
Yeah.
sense. But like you said, if it's not something that he wants, or like I'm not taking that personally. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that I just got that for you just to be like, oh, well, I needed to get him something. No, you thought that
Right.
through and all of your
Yeah.
intentions were there, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I just think that's like a question or a lens of like, what would it be like to not take everything personally?
Yeah. I know people who take everything personally, even down to the gift that their third cousin got them. And well, that just shows me they don't really know me at all. Can you just
Yeah.
receive it? Can you just say thank you?
I
Can there be
know.
gratitude? Can you move on? Maybe you don't have that relationship. Maybe they don't get you. Maybe they don't want to get you. Maybe they don't want a relationship with you. All those things are okay. Like they're
Hmm.
okay. Cue to the tip. It's fine.
Listen, though, when I was younger, I did not handle those things well. I remember when one Christmas, it was a great Christmas. We got this house on a lake, and it was a perfect winter in New England. The whole family got together. I think it was like a winter or so after my grandmother passed, and my grandfather had remarried very quickly within that time. So it was our first Christmas with like my step grandmother, let's say, and I'm the oldest, and they might have been 10, and I never played with Barbies, but she got me a Barbie for my gift. And I and my grandmother was a fantastic gift giver. And being the oldest grandchild, I got very spoiled. She knew me very well and just had great gifts. And so the first Christmas, we called her Aunt Dolly, she gave me a Barbie doll, and I was so hurt. I was so hurt. I just I let everybody know, basically. I don't know with my words, but certainly with my expression. And we were in bunk beds. All the cousins were staying in bunk beds. I was sitting on the top bunk bed, and I would not come down. And I don't remember if I didn't come down until she like agreed to get me something else, because I wasn't like really a spoiled brat or anything like that. It was more that I was just so hurt. And of course it was
Mm,
I look back at it now, and we were missing our grandmother, like we were
yeah.
there was a mix of things happening, but you don't know that at that age. But
Hmm.
I was really like, I was, I really took major offense to it. It's the story still to this day. Yeah, I don't know. It just makes me think,
Yeah.
I mean, gifts are just so loaded,
Hmm.
but they don't
They
have to
are.
be. She didn't know me.
Yeah.
She didn't know me, you know?
Yeah. I had a coworker one time get me a gift for my birthday, and it was really random. And she would always talk about the fact that I would always wear black. She's like, "You're always wearing black and always wearing black." She would always talk about it. And she got me this gift, and it was a shirt, very colorful fabric that I'd rather get a pap smear than wear this fabric ever. Like, I can't. And like, she knew me well enough. This fabric that just clinged to my body, and
Ooh,
you
ooh,
might as
no, I
well
know. I
just
can feel
wrapped me
it.
in plastic and
Yeah, I can
spandex.
feel
I
that.
can't.
Hmm. Hmm.
And she was like, "I just think that would be really pretty on you." And what she was doing was saying, "I don't like what you like. So I'm going to give you what I like. And I think that you should change."
Hmm.
Do you know what I did? You know what I said to her?
Mm.
I mean, I straight up looked at her in her face and I said, "Thank you." At that moment, I chose not to. I did the Q-tip, Meredith, Q to the tip. I didn't get offended. I didn't take it personal. She asked me then, "Do you think you'll wear it?" And I said, "I'm sorry, I probably won't, but thank you."
Hmm.
She goes, "Oh, then I should just take it back." I said, "If you want to, but I'm not going to take it personally." And she
Uh-huh.
took it back. Actually, I think I saw her wearing it at one point. But I mean, she asked me what I thought, and I was
Hmm.
honest, and I was not
Yeah.
going to take it personally because cue to the tip. You can't. You can't walk around just taking everything personally, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
it just is what it is. And there are people you're not going to change them, and I
Hmm.
don't want to. That's your job. It's
Yeah.
not mine.
Yeah. This comes to like one of the principles that we talk about of the acceptance of just the person who this is the person right in front of you,
Yeah.
right? And you have options, you have choices and how you want to respond and react and
Hmm.
join or not. That
Yeah.
is up to you. So oftentimes we're making a decision of how we are interacting with this person based on how can I get them to do the thing that I want them to do, to feel the way I want them to feel.
Yeah.
We are all guilty of this, some more than others.
Oh,
So
yes,
you
ma'am.
got to look at yourselves. You got to
Hmm.
look at yourself. Why am I pressing so hard? Why am I working so hard to get this person to think the way that I do or to understand me in this way?
Yeah. All right, quick pause before we keep going. If you're enjoying this conversation, we want to ask you for a small favor. Go ahead and follow the podcast and leave us a review. Those reviews actually tell us that these conversations are reaching and helping people. And that matters to us because doing this takes time out of our day, our week, and sometimes it takes our sanity. So if something you've heard here has helped you think differently, have a better conversation, or even just feel a little less crazy in your life, take 10 seconds and leave us a review. It helps the show grow and lets us know that it's worth continuing. Plus, Meredith says leaving a review is a healthy relational behavior, and I'm pretty sure therapists know things. And honestly, it's a nice way to say keep going without having to send us baked goods, although we accept those too. All right, now back to the conversation before we get off track, which is completely typical of us. Meredith, these concepts that we've been talking about over time, even on the podcast for almost a year, I think about even things in the past. And I also think of it generationally. Like I'm able to teach my children these things. So maybe they don't make the mistakes that I did as a child.
I know, right? We all
have as a child. And I think about, and as much as I'm like, they're probably so tired of me saying this line or that line, but I'll tell you, it does show up. It shows up in their life. And I just think it's really cool. The whole, you got to make a decision and then you sit in it. That's a huge one. Like those decisions you make, you have to sit in that. I also think about what you talk about, taking in information. And I love teaching my children that because I'm like, you don't have to be friends with that person yet. Take in information. This is about taking in information, seeing if you want to go down the road of friendship. Because if you do, not that you can't end that friendship, but you got to kind of sit in some stuff that maybe aren't so great, right? And so I just think of it generationally too, as we've got to teach our children this. You may think that they don't understand it. They do. They do. Had somebody taught me at the young age of 10, I was thinking about this the other day. At 10 years old, had somebody taught me, Wendolyn, just take in information. Don't jump to conclusions because you're impulsive. Had someone just told me that I was impulsive, that would have been great information and being like, okay, take a step back. Take a step back. And guess what? There's just some decisions you make you're going to have to sit in. You're going to sit in it. And I think about my sister. I was thinking about this the other day. My sister and her friend, R.I.P. I won't say who it is, but R.I.P. She has passed. Anyway, but my sister and her best friend at the time, we're not laughing. What are you laughing? It's because I said R.I.P. without warning. That's why we're laughing. We're not laughing at someone dying, people.
Don't put this in there. Please cut it out.
We are. Oh, bless
Wow.
her. But it is R.I.P. R.I.P.
Okay.
So my sister and her best friend decided that they were going to. They had convinced me that Donnie Wahlberg wanted to call me and be my boyfriend. Yes, I was in the 5th grade. I was. And I was convinced. I'm like, why? Well, yeah. I was obsessed with the New Kids on the Block. And so my sister had her friend, R.I.P., call me and pretend to be Donnie Wahlberg. And so I was convinced that I was dating Donnie Wahlberg. I would run home from school, I'd get the phone, and we would talk for like an hour. I would even go out tanning on my little deck. Oh, yeah. I'd go tanning on my little deck there. I don't know. It felt like an hour. It was probably 10 minutes, let's be honest.
Wait a second, though. I've heard this story so many times, but it just occurred to me, what she had to fake a voice?
Yes.
For that long?
Voice. She had a deep voice. And let's be honest, we will believe what we want to believe. It doesn't take much.
Listen.
It doesn't take, you give me an inch, I'll make up the rest of the story. Okay. If that,
Give me an idea, I'll fill
we've
in the
all been there.
rest.
We've all been there. Okay.
Mm,
So I
mm.
did. I would go and lay out and try to get sun because I'm such a pale skinned person. And I was like, I've got to get tan. So when he meets me, fifth grade, I was out there
Mm.
tanning every day, burning the crap out of my skin. I'm now going to the dermatologist every 6 months now because of that. But anyway, because of Donnie Wahlberg. And I remember
Oh,
one night he
Donnie.
told me, he said, Wendolyn, I'm going to have a concert
Mm-mm.
tonight. So I want you to know that when Joey sings, please don't go girl, please don't go girl, it will be for you. Hmm. Let me tell you, the next day I was talking to Donnie, my boyfriend, on the phone. Rewind. Just know this. I had gone to school and told everybody that I was dating Donnie Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody.
of course.
Everybody and their
Yeah.
mother, really. All the teachers. I'm surprised
Mm.
CPS wasn't called at some point saying this child thinks she's dating Donnie Wahlberg. We need to get in her
Yeah.
house, figure out what's going on. I, I seriously was dating Donnie Wahlberg. So I told everybody at school, nobody believed me. I'm like, you guys will know that one day when I'm married to Donnie Wahlberg, that all of you will owe me an apology. I really thought this.
Mm.
Hmm.
Wow.
Anyway, so the next day on the
We
phone,
can convince ourselves of
of
anything.
anything, and I was 11. Yes.
Yeah. And we
Yes.
still do it as adults. This is not because of innocence.
No, if
We
you
do this all
hand
the time.
somebody, if you hand somebody ice cream that looks like chocolate ice cream, but it's vanilla, and you just put food coloring in it and you say this is chocolate ice cream, their brain will tell them it's chocolate ice cream, right? Because they want to believe it. It looks like it. They've done studies on this. It's fascinating. Okay.
Mm.
The next
Okay.
day, I was talking to him on the phone as we're getting off, and I'm like, love you. He's like, love you, boo.
No, no, no.
I hear my
Mm-mm.
sister and her friend, RIP, laughing and giggling as they were hanging up the phone. The reality struck me and struck me hard. Had I had a Meredith Richards in my life then, had I had simply 1% podcasts that I was made to listen to at the ripe age of 10, 11 years old, one, I'd have gathered information and said, why in the heck would a man that is obviously would be a petty at this point because I was 10 be calling me? He's New Kids on the Block. He hasn't even seen me. Like, why would he be calling me? Gather information. Okay.
Wow.
All of this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Also, wouldn't have gone and told the world that I was dating Donnie Wahlberg. Had to sit in that. Had to sit
Yeah.
in that because I didn't gather information. And I went up telling everybody that I was dating. I remember having to go back to school and telling everybody it wasn't Donnie Wahlberg and that I wasn't dating Donnie Wahlberg. And I think I just told some people we broke up. Yeah. So I think about that. And I just think about, had somebody told me, Wendolyn, this is impulsivity. You need to make sure you gather information. Do you know what that does for a person with ADD? To tell them gather information? What a freaking new concept. Are you kidding me right now? I can do that?
Yeah. And
you can do that? Meredith, when you said that, I'm like, I felt like I was just given permission. I felt like I was just given permission. Isn't that interesting that sometimes we don't even think we have permission to do these things that should be basic concepts? They really should.
yeah.
Had I known that, and then to know that whatever my choices are, blabbering, telling people I'm dating Donnie Wahlberg, you got to sit in it. You got to sit in it. And that's just a small example of when I was little, but it's generational. We got to teach our children these things. So they're not walking around thinking they're dating Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. Oh, I'm really curious who would be in this day and age. I don't really know if it's that one, but
I don't think it's Ja Rule.
I don't think it is either, but we'll keep that in there. Please do. Please do.
No. Who's hip and popular anymore? Oh my gosh.
I don't even know who that is. I have no idea who you're talking about, but you know me when it comes to
Oh,
all this stuff.
yeah. I mean, but I
Um,
think it's really cool how these concepts are as simple, like you're saying, Meredith. They're
mhm.
simple concepts that we can teach our children. They're not
Look,
difficult.
let's just go over some of the things that we do continue to say, right? Like, take a breath before responding. Ask a clarifying question. Ask more questions. Be curious. Like if you were on the if we were on the other end of that call with Donnie Wahlberg, like if I was asking him
Yeah.
questions,
Uh,
I would know I'm not talking to Donnie,
mm,
right?
well,
Like
yeah.
I
Right.
but I obviously 10, 11, like God bless you. That little girl needed that, you know? Um
Mm,
when we say I need a minute, I'll get back to you. We can say that, by the way,
yeah.
right? Or wouldn't it be nice in the people of the receiving end of the information we're giving them that they are curious with us, right? And
Yeah.
we can be open to their curiosity. Like, instead of thinking of it as an accusation or like, wow, they think I'm really dumb, that we can look at it, we have an option to see it as, oh, they're really curious about this situation, like they're for me, they're not against me, right? Like, Wendolyn, I'm really interested in how you know it's Donnie that you're talking to.
Oh,
What is it
I don't.
about your conversations?
Mm,
Like how did he meet you for the first time? Like just things like that. Can you imagine if someone didn't like
no.
make fun of it? A teacher was just like, well, that's really interesting. When did you meet him? How did he meet you? Right? Like
Mm,
a question could have turned that whole thing around. And I know it's so lighthearted and fun. And it is a wonderful reminder that we can be duped quite often in life.
oh, yeah.
Let's name any relationship, not you, but like you as the listener has been in. Just choose any type of relationship, friendship, work relationship, love, whatever. Someone you were in love with. We are duped. We are definitely disappointed because people will let us down. We are meant to be in this for ourselves. Let's just be real. Like, we are meant to survive. Like, that's our job as humans. You said this many times. Just a reminder. We are essentially born selfish because we have to keep ourselves alive because we know us, right? Like how we feel about something, what we think about something. That's it all comes back to me. It comes back to me. It is a practice to look outward. It's a practice to look outward. So let someone be disappointed. Let yourself be disappointed. Like I I can't always help the activation I experience
Mm,
because I didn't even know that it was there yet until I had that reaction. Like, whoa,
yeah.
where did that come from? How many times have you asked that? Oh my goodness, where did that reaction come from? Great, let's get curious. Also, follow it up if it did hurt somebody else and say, I'm so sorry. I have no idea where that reaction came from. That's not what I meant at all. I heard that after I said it, and that's really not how I feel. I need a little time with that. I need a little time with that. I need
Mm,
a little time with that. I don't know why I'm singing it, but I just feel like that it can be such a powerful tool of saying, I need a little time with that.
yeah.
And I've said it many times, but time is powerful. A pause is powerful. Silence is powerful. How many times have we talked about that?
I mean, your voice, you're saying with such conviction. What that does is gives people permission. It
Hmm.
does. Like we're giving you permission. Sometimes we need that to
Hmm.
say, I need some time with that.
Yeah.
I'm just gathering information right
Yeah.
now. I need some time with that. And hearing someone say that, you would think again that it's such a basic thing that we would get that.
Mm, mm,
But it's not, because we
no,
feel this
no.
pressure around us, and we don't give ourselves that time or give ourselves that respect to take a
Hmm.
moment and sit with it and see how
Yeah.
you feel, right? How am I feeling with it in my body? When I'm thinking about it, does it make sense? Did I gather enough information? All of these things. So when Meredith says that with
Hmm.
such conviction, I hope that resonates within you to say, I'm being given permission to do this.
Yeah. That's exactly right, Wendolyn. Let's just remind you guys what Simply 1% is for. It is for you to find freedom within yourself to relate to the world and to live authentically.
Hmm.
Like, right? With purpose, with reason, forgiving selves, forgiving others, just giving grace in every opportunity that you can. Because if we do that and we continue to practice that, our whole worldview just makes life so much easier.
It
Like, oh,
does.
you know what? That person could be having a bad day. Like who knows what's going on in their life?
Yeah.
And this is just an aside. It doesn't mean that we let people treat us however they want to treat us and we're hurt all the time. Like, that's not what this is. Just as an aside, that's not what this is. Like, oh, just take whatever comes at you and just no, 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 no. That's a episode for another day. This is about the general, the natural conversation and the way we walk through the world and the way that we interact with others, just in general, even strangers, honestly. It doesn't even have to be those who are in close relationship with us. It's just it's really we're talking about this like relationship with yourself and how you approach others in situations based on what you're learning. So in this instance, right? So I say something, I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? That was activating. Might need to ask for repair at the same time. I need to sit with this. I need a moment.
Hmm.
I don't know where that came from. That was not okay for me to say that or to assume that or to put that on you. Lovely phrase. I put that on you, and that wasn't you. That was me.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to put that on you. That's not what I wanted to do. Somehow it happened that way. So asking for repair is you can always ask for it. It doesn't mean the person has to give it to you because they might need to be on their own.
Right.
I want to say I don't want to use the word journey, but like they need to be in their own process too. So I think that we're giving you guys a good idea here and how it all works together. Sometimes we can just let things lie as well, right? We
Yeah.
don't always, it doesn't always have to be a conversation.
Yeah. It doesn't always have to be
Sometimes
a
just by
thing.
saying,
Yeah.
my bad, that was really my bad. Let's
Yeah.
just forget that one
Hmm.
happened. And that's all me.
Yeah.
I, again, I can we move past that? Like, is it
Yeah.
going to continue to be a thing? Is there anything else that I need to do to repair this?
Yeah. I do that with my kids. Sometimes I'll notice my tone with my daughter or something, be like, I'll go, ew, that was gross. I'm sorry about that. Ugh. Like, I'm like, I shouldn't have talked to you
You
that
mean
way.
about yourself,
Ew.
not
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. I'll say something and my tone will be like just snippy. And I'm like, ew, that was gross. And
Ew.
she's just like, that's okay, and we'll move on. Not
Yeah,
everything has to be a
right.
thing. It doesn't.
Hmm.
But that's also trust in a
No.
relationship too. That's
Oh my
also
gosh.
when there's not buildup and you're doing repair when repair needs to happen. You can have those small moments
Hmm.
of repair
Hmm.
that's very quick because you're at that level where it doesn't always have to be a big thing. There's trust there.
It,
And that's a
yeah,
big
it
thing.
doesn't always have to be a big thing, does it?
Mm-mm.
And
No.
and why do we make things bigger than they need to be? You know?
Yeah.
Then we get caught up in it, and then we have to kind of keep up the story.
Yeah.
A lot of times you ask, where did this divide come from? Why haven't you been talking to your friend for 5 years? And we do hear, like you might say. I don't know. I forget actually now.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Like you forget it. So there might be an activation associated to it, so you can explore that. And at the same time, do you miss that person? Were you a different person 5 years ago? What was going on in your life? What was going on in their life? Would it be important to explore that again or to reach out? I don't know. We do this to ourselves so frequently where we can completely shut down because of an activation that came from another situation, right? It's really not that person, but they're the ones that brought out the activation in us. So they're the ones that get punished.
Yeah.
And we do too, like individually. But it's important sometimes just to remember that, like, if I'm feeling this so strongly, is it really because of this person or is it because it's something that's unresolved? And I think that can happen in so many different ways. Just standing in the grocery aisle or like, oh, why is this person standing so close to me? Like, I don't know if that happens to you. I'm like, seriously, like the whole aisle. You have the whole aisle. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't know why sidewalks are a thing for me now. Like, why are you standing in the center of the sidewalk? Yes, that's activating. It has nothing to do with fear. This is not an activator as far as like trauma. This is just now that's a thing for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I the whole world's not watching out for me when I come down the sidewalk. I'm like, oh, Meredith's coming. Let's move to the side, like, and I can choose to be frustrated about it or not, and I'm going to be. But whatever, I get over it quickly. But it just doesn't make sense to me. This doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
me. There's a whole sidewalk here, and there are people walking. Like, just move to the side. Just move to the
Yeah.
side. That's my soapbox for today. But I do get frustrated about that, and I continue to choose to do that. And I will talk about it for however long I would like to. And if people want to listen to me, they can. If they don't want to, if they want to join me, they can.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
know,
that's a new thing for you. But I think about that, like you were saying, it could be a new thing. It could be something triggering from the past. I hate using that word triggering because everyone's triggered these
right.
days. But lack of a better term for the moment. But for me, it would be entitlement. I'd be like, they just feel like everyone should walk around them and do what they want. And they're not looking out for other people and they don't care. And I get triggered
Yes,
with that
yes,
when
yes,
I have
yes.
probably done the exact same thing.
Right, right.
That person could be going through something major right
Yeah.
now. And right
hmm
now, this is not their priority to pay attention
hmm
to the world around them. And it's okay. And you have
yes.
to offer them some grace. But I have
Yeah.
to remind myself, it's a discipline to remind myself of that because immediately I go to, you jerk face entitled person. And I'm just like, you need to calm down, Wendolyn. It's not that big of a deal.
No, I know. I know. And typically then we spiral, we get caught
Hmm.
up in something. It
Yeah.
just, and then we have to peel ourselves off the wall. And it's just like, what was that all about, right? What was that
Mm,
for? Let's ask more questions of for ourselves. Why did I do that?
mm.
What was that about that situation that really irritated me, you know?
Yeah.
And just coming back to like what we're talking about today of practical application of how it shows up in our lives.
Hmm.
What do we do about it? That's just what this reminder is for today. Like I said, like a little bit of a brain dump, how it's showing up in our lives. What are some practical just reminders? Again, the pause, we've talked about that, right? Like, let me just take a moment here. Sitting in it is
Yeah.
not always necessarily like in the bad feelings. Sometimes it's in in the good stuff too. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
let me just enjoy. You know what? Let me just enjoy that for a moment and really let it sink in, let it get in there.
Meredith was saying the other day, you were talking about how your hand connects your head and your heart. And
Mm-hmm.
we live in this digital age where we just type everything out. Or like
Mm-hmm.
me, where I just speak it on my phone. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
really take that time to have that connection. And I was watching a
Yeah.
documentary the other day, and this woman, of course, true crime. I'm solving all the cases for the world. And this detective, so one of the reasons we make the people who are suspects write everything down is because there's a connection. And she said, and they'll write things they don't even realize they made a mistake on. They'll write things that then they'll erase it because they go, oh my gosh, I can't reveal that because there's such a connection. She said it reveals so much when we're investigating.
In their body.
Because it's in their body. And I thought about you and what you were talking about. And so these things that we're talking about, and we're going to do an episode on this because we're going to talk about Winter is Coming journal eventually. I would encourage you, guys, these concepts, just write them down quickly. Just write them down. You can come back to them. But if you hear something that Meredith or I say that you're like, oh, there's something there, just write it down. You can come back to it. And we've written them down so many times that now when things happen, we go, oh yeah, we link the two.
Yes. Post-its, have saved my life. Those are the only reminders that I can't put reminders in my phone. They mean nothing to me. But on a Post-it note, done.
Yeah.
Post-it notes are everywhere and I can lose them, but I remember what I wrote on that Post-it note. Like, I am infamous for writing a list of what I need from the store and then leaving it.
Oh, yeah.
But somehow I remember most of what's on that list because I wrote it down like this, So.
Yeah, I think that would actually be a great 1%. Wrapping up this episode of even just write one thing down this week. One thing that you've heard us say. Yeah, one thing that you've heard us say that you're like, there's something there with me. Just write it down.
Even that you may have heard us say, but it made you think of something else, like that really makes sense for your own life and in your own words and how it's been coming up. Yeah. Sometimes it's just like, give yourself grace. Maybe you just need a reminder about that. Or maybe you just need one word, forgive. Maybe you need a word of like, choose joy.
Yeah.
It could be so many things. Recognize your gift. Whatever it is, like evaluate the people at my table.
Yeah.
Connect with one of the people at my table that I haven't for a while,
Yeah. I've actually had some of my clients write the word gratitude on their arm right here. And whenever they see it, they have to think of something that they're grateful for. But writing it down, right, with just whatever, a marker, use whatever. It's toxic.
Yeah.
Choose your weapon, okay? Just write it down. And, if they're struggling with gratitude, grateful.
Yeah.
And when they see it, washing dishes, oh, I saw it. So now I have to think of something that I'm grateful for. It could be the running water. I have running water. I am grateful for that.
Yeah. I think it's a great way to go through this week of, and this is why we did this episode today too, is like slowing it down and bringing it together and just how it's showing up in our own lives. Of course, like using humor and these stories for you to hold on to, but Q-tip, perspective, forgiveness. You're going to be disappointed.
Hope you guys have enjoyed your time with us. We just wanted to show you a little bit of how we use these things on a daily basis and how you can use these things and how they are simple. They are simple. We're not saying that there's not discipline behind it, because there is, but they are simple. And you're not going to change all of these things at once. Not everything we talked about. Don't go out tomorrow saying, I got to change all these things. 1% at a time. This week, just start writing some things down, even if it's just a word. Start making that connection. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for joining us on Simply 1%, where we truly believe that small shifts over time create big change. If today's episode resonated with you, we'd love for you to follow or subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who might need it. Your support helps us keep the conversation going. Make sure you connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until next time, have a great week.